This is Korath Landwalker, and this is Star Trek Online. Once again, we are going to continue the adventure of Tel-El, my alien Romulan aligned character. Last week, Tel-El kind of started going into the weeds with dealing with one of the members of the Tal Shiar, who had some intriguing and perhaps unflattering things to say about the Romulan Republic. She's also Tovin Kev's ex-girlfriend, apparently. They didn't part on good terms. In any event, her information has been, on the kind side, inaccurate. On the unkind side, almost lethal. Not a good place to be. So we will be picking up at that point. First, though, we'll take care of a little bit of administrivia here. Such as, my duty officers that I had doing some work have all completed their tasks, some of which have succeeded, and some of which
if you want proof,
less
then
so.
I'll provide it.
I'll talk to you momentarily, Charva. Just give me a second. And you can see that I've got a fair percentage of failures here. Now, some of these failures are minor. In fact, they're all minor because none of them say disaster. A fun fact is that a white quality duty officer will die on a disaster result. If it's a green or a higher quality, they just end up in sick bay. So let's collect the rewards as best I can. I'll bet I have enough that'll pop me to level 18. Let's find out. Nothing major on these rewards. Especially since I don't think any of them were critical successes.
Congratulations, Centurion.
Here's that level. Oh, and ironically enough, I'll get more duty officers. We'll pick that up momentarily. Now, the confiscate contraband is always handy because it gives you, well, contraband. And certain security officers at certain locations will take some of that off your hand for 2,000 dilithium. This used to be a big moneymaker for especially the Klingons, which had a... For some reason I want to say they had some missions that were going to give them a substantially larger amount of contraband. However, I don't know if that's still the case. But it used to be that folks who did alternate characters, like myself, would have that ability then to reap in heaps of contraband and then feed the contraband to their other characters to kind of sidestep that limitation of how many of those missions you can do at once. And since dilithium is a shared resource, well, it's not exactly a shared resource, it can be made a shared resource by the use of the dilithium market. I'm not going to go into that. And I've even gotten a green quality bridge officer. Thing is, though, I don't have any room for the bridge officer right now, and even if I did, I'm unlikely to want to keep the green quality one since, you know, I'm looking for better quality. Purple quality being probably the best you can get off of the duty officer assignments. I also had some engineering work being done on my R&D, so we'll collect on that, and look, it opened up another slot. And the reason I was doing the R&D for engineering is because eventually I will be able to manufacture my own singularity cores, which is an idea that I find very attractive. In any case, we're going to do 2 of these engineering missions in the hopes of getting my engineering rank high enough that I'll have a prayer of baking some equivalent level singularity cores. That's the goal. Whether or not I reach it will depend a lot on many factors, such as, am I going to remember? With my short-term memory, you can never be certain. Let's see, I've got a couple bridge officer applicant things here, so I'm going to take those assignments. I'm already working on the bridge officers here. I'm going to grab as many of the sector current map assignments as I can. That should take care of that. Before I forget, I'm going to go to the operations specific one, and that's because somewhere in here I thought I would have something that would allow me to settle the colonists I've picked up. Oh, relocate to borders. Now the problem here is I am missing something. I'm missing provisions. Now you'll notice that there's some stuff here that can be gained by use of the replicator, and these are commodities. They can be, well, to be honest, mostly they're used for things like this. So I'm going to replicate myself 10 of those because I'm going to have more colonists at some point. Okay, unfortunately that kicked me right back out of there. So I'm going to go right back here. And why did it not like that? Because I grabbed the medical supplies and not the provisions. Stop laughing, I know you folks saw that before I did. Alright, one more time. And the reason I like doing the relocating the Federation borders? 500 dilithium. Okay, let's go to the personal and grab some stuff there. Some of these are absurdly short, which will undoubtedly be done well before I'm done with tonight. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Can't do any department hits for the first officer. Why is the Federation guy the Starfleet guy my first officer? No. Tovin is my first officer. No matter how you slice it, he is still my first officer. Unfortunately, we are running out. Okay, survival program. Well, I'd rather not get rid of those provisions quite yet. Let's get some tactical stuff. Can I do any decent tactical missions? 0G. Ooh, prototype for disruptors. I might be able to use that as consumable if I get a success on that. Who else will I grab? Engineering. I might be able to get a mission that will allow me to build a warp core. Sorry, singularity core. See, they have these experimental upgrades. These will give you items. They can be very handy, but you need to have the right duty officers for it. And I don't seem to have the right duty officers for any of them. Of course, I did just get a pack. Yeah, that didn't do much good. And I want to move this Betazoid officer to my candidate roster for now. No need to turn them into training manuals quite yet. Okay, how many more duty officer missions I got? 6. I think we'll ignore that. Instead, I will grab another skill. Centurion. UPS flow? No. Pretty good here. Do I want to increase my training? Base damage. Decisions. Or I could do shield restoration. That might be a helpful one to have. The nice thing about getting your skill points is that you don't have to go with the skills that you have for what rank you're at now. You can go back. And that is exactly what I've done this time around. Alright, I think all the administrivia is out of the way. I really don't have enough here to be worth selling. I did notice that I have email here telling me that one of the items I put up last time got sold for 4,000 credits. So right now, this is putting me at over 100k. Well, I was that way before I picked it up, but I'm now over 100k credits, which isn't huge amounts. I'm also to refine my dilithium. No reason, just to get it out of the way. And now, I think I've covered all of the administrivia. So, it is time to continue my current story arc with tradecraft.
If you want proof, then I'll provide it.
There's
I'm
Sharma
transmitting
again.
several classified Tal Shiar files to your ship now. Read through them, analyze them yourself, and then you'll see the truth. Ditan and his kind are terrorists and a threat to the survival of the Romulan people. After that, I hope you'll reconsider your options. The Tal Shiar are trying to help the Romulan people, and you should be fighting for us. We've been fighting for you all this time.
And yet, you bombed the hell out of Viranat. Still haven't forgotten that, and still haven't found much to prove your theory there. Let's take a look at the rewards here. We have our standard experience and expertise rewards. We have a paratrinic shield array. Well, it's better than what I've got. I'm always happy to take that. A better singularity core. Always welcome. A Harpeng torpedo launcher. I guess there had to be a mission with this. The Harpeng torpedoes are kind of Klingon weapons that were made to fight and seriously damage, well, you'll know right down here, 10,000 damage to Doomsday Machine. There's a good reason for that. The problem, though, is that most of the high yield abilities or the torpedo spread abilities, they don't affect the Harpeng torpedoes. So, I find them limited. And the damage, not all that in love with. I rather have the consistency and flexibility of the torpedoes I've got. In this case, the plasmas. And of course, I get some dilithium. Alright. Now, we don't have a destination to go to here, you'll note. But what I do have here is a remark on accessing the library files in my ship's ready room. This will require me to visit my starship bridge. Alright, let's see. One of these directions will lead me to my ready room. The other one of these directions... There we go. I want to get my sidearm up. Oh, look. It's a model of my original ship. Isn't that cute? And I think that's the painting I recovered from Viranat. Very nice. And somewhere around here, I should find... There we are. The Vex's helmet. So, library computer. That's probably over here. Nope, that's my bank. I guess it makes sense that it would be closer to my working area. Okay, decipher Tal Shiar files. Let's see what we've got. We have a Jaltok intelligence file, a Viranat intelligence file, and oh god, it's that name again. the Kinkathana Kanza intelligence file. Oh god, why did you have to do that to me again? Alright, let's see what we've got. They claim that Titan has a personal relationship with Lordrix, the fellow we fought last week and weren't going to kill, but he kind of died anyway. Rough break. Was that last week? It all blurs together after a while, doesn't it? No, it was 2 weeks ago. That was how we ended up meeting Sharva. They worked together in a mining colony. The weapons present were property of the militia helping Ditan and his followers break away from the legitimate Romulan Star Empire. They were stored at Ditan's request. On stardate 86105.6 and 86118.5, Titan contacted Klingon intelligence, and it dealt with targeting Romulan and Federation colonies. Now let's check those statements. Ooh, we have some discrepancies. What's about this work together problem with Titan and Lordrix? No record of them having worked together, so it looks like I got some possibilities here to go through. Let's check the Riemann mining roster. Titan never worked there. Well, that kind of says something, don't it? Let's check the mining cooperative roster of management. Lordrix and Titan, neither of them worked there. Okay, well, how about the Riemann Mining Cooperative? No, nothing with Lordrix, but hey, Titan visited there once. So, clearly, it's along the lines of changed from work together to visited. No? Come on, they never showed up in the same place at the same time. They never worked together. They were never both stationed. They never negotiated a settlement. Clearly, I have not read something properly. Let's look through this again. They worked together on a Riemann mining colony. They never worked together. Need of an uprising, no record. Riemann mining cooperative roster. Oh, okay, hold on here. Introduce management. Visitor log. Ah, list of mediators. Okay. See, this is what happens when I read too quickly. So they negotiated a settlement. That doesn't seem accurate now, does it? Now what's this about targeting for terrorist acts? Okay, let's check the medical reports. Flu, broken bones. Dehydration, malnutrition. That don't sound right, does it? Requests for aid. Call for water, industrial parts, ship parts, weaponry, Delta Starfleet. Crime logs. Yeah, that doesn't sound appropriate either, does it? Medical testing? Terrorist acts. Wasn't crime prevention. Okay, let's look up Virenat. This ought to be a laugh. Titan smuggled large numbers of crates into Virenat by routing them through unmonitored systems, and they had weapons. The terrorist organization, the Romulan Republic, assisted with the construction of Virenat. Yeah, right. Well, that's not impossible, I suppose. There were hidden compartments and rooms in many of the structures. Significant resources to accumulate intel on the Klingons. What do we have in our library? Problems with weapons and weapon manufacturing. Let's check out the weapons. There's no record of smuggling weapons. So clearly they were carrying something else. Medical supplies look likely. We left with medical supplies. Oh, come on, guys. It sure wasn't, Okay, we've got ship parts. Let's check bioweapons. Machinery linked to biological weapons. We got a waste processing unit. We had a water filtration unit, which was insufficient. Not a whole lot there. So I want to guess it had a lot to do with the filtration unit, water reclamation. Yay, something I got right the first time. And now, Kinkuthansa. Man, I hate that. They stopped the raid in the Theban system, captured some prisoners, took them to the penal colony. Several members remained unidentified or dead. One of the prisoners captured was identified as Rina Kev, who is a known member of Titan's terrorist organization. Oh boy, I'm glad I don't have Tovin in here because he would freak. Escaped during the raid. Preliminary results had info with a plot to assassinate the Empress. Prisoners will be transferred to the Kinkathansa system penal colony. That sounds wrong, doesn't it? Let's see. Flight logs. Affairs, diplomatic, trade, transport. Well, transport's a possibility. Oh, royal transport. That's not quite the same thing. How about Nopada? Unknown. That's possible, I guess. Delivery. That's possible. Patrol. Possible. Nopada is a possible target. Tall Shiar. Weapons. Aether, Nebula Lair. Well, none of these really struck me as being likely. Come on, guys. What the hell is Installation 18? Now, I know what Installation 18 is, but this character doesn't and won't know for some time, which makes me wonder how the hell that came up. Okay, let's go with the plots. Honestly, at this point, I'm just kind of skimming through because I've done so poorly in figuring these out the first time anyway, I no longer care. Create a militia. No, of course not. That would have made life easy. Steal supplies then. Okay, let's chat with
Captain,
Tobin.
we're getting two different stories here. One from Charva, and one from these documents. Analysis of the files shows that either Charva is trying deliberately to mislead us, or that she's being misled herself. Since she seems to firmly believe what she's telling us, I'm not completely comfortable disregarding her information out of hand. I recommend that we speak to Commander Tal Mera on Drozana Station. She has contacts in the intelligence community that we don't. She should be able to either confirm or deny our findings.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna make me go to Drozana, huh? Oh well, I guess subspace was asking a lot. Make it so! Of course, I can't leave the interior while I'm sitting down, so... Sometimes these map transitions really need some work. It is what it is. Alright. To Drozana. Fabled neutral space station, where Klingons and Starfleet can mingle freely. Of course, now you can also have Romulans, Jem'Hadar, and time travelers also showing up, but is what it is. And what kind of distance are we looking at? It's not too far, so we can tough it out. What I'll do is we will hop back into duty officers to the current maps and see if anything comes up. I am not going to do a mission that requires me to expend half of my credits. And I don't want to blow off my 5 provisions either. So far, this is going very, very poorly. Anything else show up in personal? No. It might be asking a lot. I mean, my roster shows 42 duty officers. We're not talking huge numbers. And it didn't switch up in this sector either. So much for trying to get something extra out of the duty officers. You win some, and you lose some. But Curzana is less than 5 light years away now, so it's not like it was a very long trip. You know, the angle of the way the ship is built here drives me nuts. I am so looking forward to level 20 and something other than this vessel. I'm not sure this did what it was supposed to do. Okay, let's hop out. Because it seems like it wants to do something not in here. But that's a problem because here I am and I'm not getting any other options. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to assume that I'm gonna have to actually get on board the station. Why can they not use a freaking communicator? Comm badge.
Welcome to Curzana. You're cleared for docking. We have everything you need for shore leave, and a few things that you didn't even know you wanted. Shopping, drinking, dining, entertainment. You'll find it all here. And don't forget the 77th rule of acquisition. If you break it, I'll charge you for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Ferengi. Now there better be a marker in here to find my contact, or I'm going to be very annoyed. That's right. Stay stuck on 97.97%. And I'm gonna have a little chat with Commander Tomera about her inability to use a freaking comm badge. Hello, Commander.
Was there something you needed? Tal Shiar files. I'm sure there's a good story behind how you came into possession of these. Let's see what you have.
Buy another drink. Maybe it'll bring you good luck.
Ah, yes, the Hololita over there with the extremely loud mouth.
What sort of information do you need? Personally, I'd regard anything given to you by a Tal Shiar operative with suspicion. They are masters of misinformation and misdirection.
I would never have guessed that. Let's fact check these.
We can do that. Show me what you have and what parts of them are troubling you.
Take a look at the
I've
first
seen
file.
some interesting works of fiction, but nothing that compares to this. Deton and Lortrix working together on a Riemann mining colony? I don't think so. Can you see Deton in a dilithium mine? And Lortrix was storing weapons for Deton? Why? There have to be better places we can stash supplies than in an enemy colony. And this section about Deton working with Klingons to target colonies for terrorist attacks is ridiculous. Neither Deton or the Empire would do such a thing. The Klingons may be warlike, but they won't engage a civilian target without a reason. I'm detecting that sections of the file have been altered. That's probably why it reads like a bad
makes the
spy
universe
story.
go round.
Oh, harsh criticisms. Didn't make
According
sense
to
to
my
me either.
records, Deton was in contact with the Klingon Empire, but he was talking to them about which colonies needed agricultural aid. And there were weapons on Chaltok, as you well know. But not only were they making weapons for the Hirogen, they were targeting Romulan militia targets, including the flotilla. Now, I didn't realize that Lortrix and Deton knew each other, but apparently they do. They interacted once during negotiations during a workers' strike at a Riemann mining facility. It's
That
funny
was
how
a
people from
girl's
such
best
different worlds and outlooks can interact.
Cross-reference the file to gain some context.
Deton was talking to the Klingon Empire about colonies near our borders, but it wasn't to target them for attack. It was to discern which ones had the greatest need for agricultural assistance. A lot of the newer colonies are having a rough time trying to establish themselves. Deton believes that the more prosperous colonies have a responsibility to help support others. That's why he was talking to the Empire. He was asking if they would be willing to assist as well. Unfortunately, once the rumor of terrorist attacks entered the mix, the High Council broke off aid talks.
That's a tall cigar
And
for
I'm
you.
not surprised that Lortrix was aiming weapons at our targets, although I don't think he was doing so at the request of the Hirogen. The Tal Shiar has a way of getting into everything, and we know that they were monitoring that colony. The Tal Shiar operative could have manipulated Lortrix into aiming some of the weapons at Romulan Republic targets. If they were fired, then we'd lose big, and a neutral colony would be blamed for the attack. Also, I think it was a coincidence that Deton and Lortrix were acquainted. Lortrix once worked for the Riemann Mining Cooperative, but he wasn't exactly a model employee. In fact, he was one of the leaders of a strike that turned violent. The Riemanns brought in a group of negotiators to
file,
help end
right?
the crisis. Deton was one of the people they invited. He helped negotiate a settlement, and Lortrix was one of the representatives of the workers during those negotiations. I doubt they've ever spoken to one another again once the strike ended. I think the Tal Shiar are conducting quite an effective smear campaign against Deton and our movement. It's our responsibility to see through their deceptions.
Well, there's
We
a
can do
whole
that.
lot to say about that
Show
one,
me what
wasn't
you
there?
have and what parts of them are troubling you. I'm detecting several abnormalities in this file. It looks like portions of it have been altered.
No.
We should corroborate these reports in order to determine which facts are actually true and which are Tal Shiar fabrications. Here's what we know and can confirm from our files. Deton did smuggle crates to Virenot before the attack on your colony, but they were carrying ship parts, not weapons. And he did more to help the colony without drawing excess attention. It was our group that helped your people get the water reclamation equipment they needed to support a healthy population. And yes, we spent a great deal of time and money gathering information about both the Federation and the Klingon Empire. But we're not planning an attack. Why would we? Instead, we're gathering all the intel we can about the political climates of both factions.
Which makes a certain amount of sense, since we were allying with both of them while they're at war with each other.
Deton has been working with colony leaders for years, including the Maori and others at Virenot. However, since the Empress and the Tal Shiar often retaliate against people who are friendly to our movement, in the past, we've tried to keep those contacts as quiet as possible.
Could explain why
Your
Virenot got
colony
hit.
had some talented engineers who were willing to help flotilla ships. Deton provided crates full of ship parts, smuggled from other friendly settlements. Your engineers repaired Allied ships who needed help. But Deton is a man of peace. I can't ever see him wanting to smuggle weapons, especially not to a civilian site. Of course, because the people at Virenot risked their safety to help our ships, Deton helped them in return. One of the ways the Tal Shiar keeps control over colony worlds is by denying or diverting needed supplies. Before the attack, Virenot's population had outgrown its water treatment capabilities. They tried to acquire another water filtration unit, but were blocked by lost shipments, denied paperwork, and other bureaucratic hassles. It could have meant disease and deprivation for your people. So the Maori reached out to Deton. He provided the water reclamation equipment Virenot needed, and even helped the colonists conceal it, so it couldn't be damaged in a convenient accident.
Too bad they didn't conceal surface-to-air weaponry, but we were a peaceful settlement.
And yes, we do spend a great deal of time and effort gathering intel on both Starfleet and Klingon Empire, but we're not studying their defenses. We're learning about their political climates. Our relationships with the Klingons and Starfleet are still very fragile. They're being strengthened by people like you. But a shift in attitudes on the High Council or the Federation Council could mean disaster for us. The more we know about what's happening, the better we can react to it.
So in sum,
I'm not saying that Deton is a complete innocent. None of us are. The political information could be used to sway decisions in our favor. The ship part and water reclamation equipment were smuggled illegally. But you have to look at the intent behind Deton's actions. He's trying to help people, not tear them down.
that leaves one file.
We can do that.
See if
Show
you
me
can
what
say
you
this
have and what
3
parts
times
of them are
fast.
troubling you. Huh. I didn't realize that the Tal Shiar had transferred prisoners to the Kinkuthanza system penal colony. Probably because there isn't a penal colony in the Kinkuthanza system. That's not the only discrepancy I'm detecting in this file. There's distinct signs of tampering. We need to figure out what they altered, and why.
I kind of already figured out what they altered.
Here's what I know. Most Tal Shiar prisoners fall off the grid completely. We don't know where they're taken, or what's being done to them, and that troubles Deton a great deal. We have, however, heard of a Tal Shiar facility called Installation 18 that appears to be a holding facility. Some prisoners would likely be taken there. As far as I know, your friend's sister has never been in the Theban system, much less been captured there. We did lose a militia ship there a few weeks ago, and one of my agents, Sub-Commander Avron, is still in Tal Shiar custody. Avron was trying to steal supplies from a Tal Shiar convoy when he was captured. It was risky, but they had critical supplies we couldn't get any other way.
So, let's cross-reference this one again.
We don't know what the Tal Shiar is doing with their prisoners, but a lot more people are missing than we can account for. We have, however, found several references to a place called Installation 18. We're still tracking down where this facility is and what they're doing there, but we know that prisoners are taken there for an unknown purpose.
Well, that sounds completely ominous.
Rina Kev hasn't shown up on any of our lists of the missing, but I have found references to someone with that name being a crew member on a cargo transport. As far as I know, the ship she was working on has never been to the Theban system. But if your friend can't find her, I'd be concerned. The Tal Shiar has a nasty habit of making people disappear. We did lose a ship in the Theban system recently, a small scout vessel. Its commander was one of my agents, and we have confirmed that Sub-Commander Avron is being held in Tal Shiar custody. Sub-Commander Avron was there doing reconnaissance for me. Tal Shiar convoys pass through that region of space, and there was one convoy that had vital supplies we need. The plan was a long shot at best, but Avron knew the risks when he took the assignment. Now that Avron is in custody and the convoy has made it safely to its destination, all we can do is try to figure out how to soldier on without the components that were in those ships.
Now, why did everything just turn blue? And there's, something floating in the air. That is related to another episode arc that we may or may not get a chance to do. So, what do we make of the
Tom know
changes?
about the plan to attack a Tal Shiar convoy? Yes. Does that make us criminals and terrorists? That's something you're going to have to decide for yourself. We
Is there
can do
another
that.
file? I have no
Show
other
me what
file.
you have and what parts of them are troubling you.
do
We're
you make it
fighting
all?
for our independence and the future of the Romulan race. We're short on supplies and allies and beset by enemies that see nothing wrong with murder, torture, and kidnapping. And they call us the terrorists. We've had to make some difficult decisions. Some of them have led us down roads that none of us wanted to take. But nothing we've done is anything as terrible as what the Tal Shiar is accusing Deton of doing. There are no innocents in a war, and that includes Deton. At least his motivations are clear. And I can't see what the Tal Shiar has to gain by framing him for these crimes.
Ooh, I know exactly what they have to get.
Captain, Charva's convinced that these files are genuine. She wouldn't be pushing us this hard otherwise. We need to sit down and show her the discrepancies we've discovered, preferably in front of a Tal Shiar computer, so we can open her eyes to the truth.
Oh, that's gonna work out well.
If we contact her and say we're ready to join the Tal Shiar, but
Hey,
we
whatever,
need
the
to discuss
modulation.
these files first, maybe she'll take us somewhere where we can prove to her that she's been lied to. There's a subspace communications hub in the lounge on Drozana's station's observation level that we can use to contact Charva.
That's a real problem they have in this game, where they have these segments of dialogue. Sometimes they're sound like they're going over communications, and sometimes they're right here. I feel like they're forgetting to set flags or something in their program code. It just seems sloppy. Okay, communications hub on Drozana. Our communications hub. Oh. No, that ain't it. Here we are. This Grim guy. He has these requisition packs that are available, and they're basically the same thing as the stuff, the Phoenix prize pack stuff that's in my account bank. You bring him vouchers, he'll sell them to you. But why would you want to go through him? You can do it right
I
through
wasn't
the
expecting to hear from you so
packs.
soon. Are you ready to join the Tal Shiar?
Oh yes, I'm ready to join you in the Tal Shiar.
I take it that everything I provided checked out to your satisfaction?
Yeah, I need to make sure it's genuine.
That's a fair request. The Tal Shiar maintains a clandestine network of satellites throughout the quadrant. There's a listening post that's part of this network in the Aja system. It's near your current position and off the trade routes, so we should be able to meet privately. It's also connected to the rest of the Tal Shiar network, so we can go over the data in detail. I'm glad you've seen the light. You're joining the right side.
I'll see you. You have got to be the stupidest the Tal Shiar agent ever. Talk to Talmera one more time about Azza. Oh sure, knowledge is power. And knowing what's coming would be useful.
Was there something you needed?
Yeah, what do you know about Azza?
It's remote and has little strategic value. If you're planning some shore leave after this is over, I'd suggest you go to Ryza instead.
You know, I like the way you think, but no.
I can tell you, you're probably flying into a trap. The Tal Shiar
This
invests a
Jarva
great
we're
deal
talking
of
about,
time and
I don't think
effort
she's smart
to
enough
spin
to
a
make a
web
trap.
of lies. They don't look favorably on people who try to expose them for what they are. If you're going to go, at least take some backup.
Maybe Starfleet can help there.
That won't be too difficult. You've made a lot of friends. Send out a subspace burst if you need some assistance in the Aza system. They'll be waiting for your signal.
Yeah, I'll check with Hartson. He's been a guy who's, you know, I've worked with before. He helped convince me to join the Starfleet side. Well, actually, the dice roller was going to join the Starfleet side. And he helped me out of a little battle situation a while back, so I don't think it's too much to ask that we ask for more help. You know, one of these days we gotta help him. In the meantime, adios, Drozana. And let's see where Aza is. Again, not horribly far away. Enough for me to be willing to try some more. Get those signs up. See if that frees anything up here. It does not. See if it frees anything up here. It does not. I'm not going to be tapping into the department heads at this point. But if I get an assignment that shows up that doesn't require me to use the last of my provisions, I might be willing. I like this one. Exchange communication arrays for energy credits. 30 of them. But I would have to replicate 30 of them using my energy credits. I can't imagine how that would turn out. Actually, I can. I'd probably end up losing money on the deal. Yeah, here we go. 7,500 back. I'll bet any amount of money will require me more than 7,500 to manufacture 30 arrays. Okay, technically 27 arrays. Nothing popped up there when I crossed the sector border. That figures. So we will get ready to make a mouth turn here so we can get to Aza. Ground arena? That not sound right. There we go. That sounds right. Aza is an orange star that hosts several research stations and facilities. The establishment of multiple habitation areas means that this system sees a great deal of traffic, including neutral parties and the occasional hostile raider. Not to mention, you know, Tal Shiar and Runway Republic agents.
Captain, we're detecting another ship in the system. It's Charva's ship, the IRW Aethra. They're signaling to us that Charva has already beamed over to the listening post, and that you and I should join her. But they say only us. We can't take a full away team.
Okay. Lauer, you have the con. Boy, I hope I don't regret that. But before I do, I couldn't help but notice that we have some harvestables right here. Far be it from me to 3 anomalies. Oh man, this is the mother lode. Yes, I know, I'm making Charva wait. I'm a bad person. Lots of stuff in this map. Kind of makes up for not getting anything else yet, because, you know, the first part of the mission was on my bridge, and the next one was on Rosanna. So this almost makes up for the lack of materials. Almost. One more. Somewhere in that direction. Somewhere way in that direction. I think I see it. Tiny bit over here. Yeah, there we are. Just waiting for harvesting. And meanwhile, I like to think that Charva is sitting on that listening post thinking, where the hell are they? They were supposed to be here hours ago. Minutes ago. We just talked. Why have they not done anything? Because the captain is a lunatic. Okay, technically Centurion. Is a lunatic who just can't help but scan down the harvestables and collect them. Trust me, this will all pay off one day. Let's go in under cloak. No reason, just because I can. And, you know, It'll probably annoy Charva. She won't say anything, but she'll know, and I'll know she knows. Man, the design of this ship drives me nuts. I guess I just like symmetrical. All right, let's beam aboard. Oh, I didn't even have to decloak to do it. Won't matter when I go out of this map, but there's a principle involved. So now we meet face to face for the first time. I mean, technically we've talked face to face and all that, but we haven't physically been in the same room together. This is something that has the potential to be, can we call it entertaining?
I hope we're able to make Charva see reason. She doesn't seem willing to accept that Tal Shiar is at the root of many of the problems of the Romulan people. It's not going to be easy to convince her.
Yeah, I kind of think it's a pipe dream too, but, you know, give it a shot and see what happens.
I am so glad to hear that you are considering my offer of joining the Tal Shiar. They offer safety and stability to all Romulans. You will not regret your decision.
Oh, we'd like to work more closely with you, especially your ex-boyfriend. But we need to go over some of this data.
I cannot blame you for wanting to do your due diligence. Seeing as you are about to join our ranks, I do not think the Tal Shiar would mind if we took a look at some of the intelligence files used to generate the reports I gave you. Just do not tell any of my superiors that we did this. You do not have clearance yet.
Of course not. Charva is really the dumbest Tal Shiar agent to ever live. Ever. Ever, ever. I mean, she's an idiot.
This cannot be right.
Oh, what can't be right?
It appears as if some of the information that was included in the report I gave you does not line up with what is here. Several of the facts have been changed either here or in the report, and the results skew any conclusions that could be drawn.
Ooh, maybe you've looked at a different file. Virenat, of course. Let's see about Virenat. Surely its information will be nice and perfect and clean in every way.
But I thought...
Is there something wrong?
These recordings don't line up with the report either. What's going on here? Who could have tampered with this evidence?
Who indeed? You still have another file. I'm sure that this one will be perfect in every way. Oh, I can't imagine what we'll find.
Has this file been tampered with?
Is there a problem?
This is the same story as the others. This evidence doesn't match the report I shared with you. You knew about this, didn't you? That's why you had me look at these files. Did you alter this data to make me look bad? Are you trying to sabotage my career with the Tal Shiar?
You really don't need my help for that. Besides, how have I known to come here? This is the first time I've ever heard this place. I think we've just been busted. Yeah, let's swap out our weapons in advance here, because I have a feeling I'm going to be wanting to shoot people soon. Hi there, Centurion. I understand we'll be working together soon.
We were sent here by Commander Morris to take you into custody. You are accused of undermining the Romulan Empire and crimes unbefitting of a Romulan. Tovan
not a
Kent,
Romulan.
You are accused of aiding a known fugitive and conspiring against the Tal Shiar. Charva, You are relieved of command of your ship, pending the outcome of a court-martial. If you're lucky. That's all that will happen to you for betraying the Tal Shiar.
Yeah. Take a guess how I'm going to react. If he said, shoot you. Ooh, harvestable. No, focus. Losing power, don't want to do that. Okay, now that I'm all here alone, let's scan this stuff down. I know, I'm horrible. I'm doing this while Charva and Tobin are fighting things off. And there's still another one in here. So why don't I take care of that next? Okay. Now, amusingly, I'm not having any messages here about talking to Tovin, but I have the dialogue box here. Let me tell you, the first time this happened to me, it drove me nuts trying to figure out how the hell I beamed the ship without losing progress.
We need to get out of here and return to our ship before the Tal Shiar send any more troops down here. Charva, you should come with us. You won't be safe with the Tal Shiar.
Free to beam up. Charva, you stupid person. You'll be happier this way, Charva. The Tal Shiar was never your business anyway. You throw off the curve in the intelligence agency. Out of compassion, I will not say which end of the curve you're on.
I've been informed by my Tal Shiar superiors that you and Charva are now to be considered enemies of the state. My orders are to apprehend you, alive if possible, but dead will work almost as well. Surrender, and I will be merciful to your crew. Resist, and let their deaths be on your head.
Now, I feel like this dialogue option is tempting fate. No, it's taunting fate. You'll need more than just that one ship to take me down. That's just asking for a small fleet to drop in on me. And yet, I'm going to say it anyway, knowing that the worst that can possibly happen will happen. It is a burden to be right all the time.
If you insist, how about a fleet of Tal Shiar warships? Will that convince you to surrender? Think of your crew. Spare them the pain and suffering this meaningless gesture will cause.
I'm going to feel very stupid if nothing happens after I say this. Ah. Cloaked Starfleet ships. Boy, they've been bad. Say hello to our little friends. Okay, a good chunk of Republic ships as well as a bunch of Defiant-class vessels. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a mess. I think the smartest thing I can do right now is cloak and get the hell out of the way. There are so many ships there. Ooh, something to scan. This is so stupid of me, but I'm doing it anyway. Oh, is that another one? Oh, there's another 3. Oh man, I can't do that. I can't abandon them like that. As entertaining as it is to, you know, leave them to this fight while I go harvesting stuff. I feel that I should at least do my part. You know, I was really hoping that torpedo spread would wipe that guy out. Yeah, this is way too close to pop a plasma torpedo on them. Especially the heavy one, because I've got charged up and ready to go. That had to hurt. Okay, we are taking a beating, but nothing. Oh, new engineering skill. Increase power levels. I am always happy to increase my power levels. Mainly because it means my ship gets nastier and more vicious. Okay, we'll do the fire at will now. There's only one ship here left.
Sub-Commander Nadell is commanding the RRW Daehu. She has requested to transport Charva aboard so she can be taken to the proper authorities.
We can do that.
Welcome aboard. Is this the Tal Shiar prisoner?
Technically, yeah.
This way, please.
I don't think you're going to get a whole lot of intel out of her, though, because that would require her to have intelligence. Yeah, I hope you see that they're not who they thought you were.
No, they're doing what they can for our people. I was the one who failed to live up to their expectations. And you were the one who steered me
Shining
wrong,
example
just
of
like
Tal
Titan
Shiar
has done to
training.
you.
She really is the dumbest Tal Shiar agent ever. Too bad the rest of them aren't like that.
Captain, Charva was a close friend, and we couldn't even convince her of our cause. We need to find something substantial to expose the Tal Shiar.
Is the fact that she's Tal Shiar enough? I mean, does anybody think... Well, of course, I guess the Romulans...
Charva's alive, but I expect she's going to face a lot of questions from intelligence. But if we couldn't change her mind, what'll it take to convince the Romulan people? How do we gather the proof we need? For now, we've done all we can. I recommend we leave the system before any Tal Shiar reinforcements arrive.
That's a good idea, Tovin. Or... I can go collect those harvestables. Yes. Yes, Tovin, you don't have to facepalm. I can see you from here. Sadly, we still have not gotten any of the titanium stuff that I think will be necessary to make those training manuals. Sooner or later, higher level maps will happen and they will have good stuff. Of course, I suppose I could look on the exchange as well. But why would I do a crazy thing like that? The exchange is where I go to sell stuff, not buy them. Which is probably why I never have any of the really cool equipment. Of course, the really cool equipment usually has a higher energy credit price tag than I'm usually carrying on any given character. Faster, faster! Could have this on the freaking other end of the map. Yes, it is. Oh, there we are. Yeah, it looks more like a rock than a clay. Yeah, more magnesite. Of course, it also occurs to me that some of this material might very well be needed to make those coveted singularity cores. Okay.
Charva's alive.
Now we'll depart the system. Oh, there's a whole lot of dialogue on that mission, wasn't there? Let's talk
You've
to the
done
Sub-Commander.
commendable work exposing the duplicitous nature of the Tal Shiar, but there is still more work to be done in order to actually discover what they have been up to. It's a shame that Charva is resisting our efforts to turn her to our cause. Perhaps with enough time, she'll see the Tal Shiar for the traitors to the Romulan people that they really are.
I wouldn't
In
count on
any
it.
event, you are proving to be a formidable addition to this fleet.
I mean, Charva's an idiot. Okay.
Time is short. Congratulations, Tori.
It's a fake! Oh, that is a great accolade. For those who are unfamiliar with the meme, go ahead and no, we're not involved with that either. If you get a chance, go ahead and look up the phrase "it's a fake" and Romulan, same Google search, and
It looks like you're about to be moving up in the galaxy, based on your new.
I'm not quite ready for that yet either. I'm still working on equipping my ship, so give me a couple minutes, please. We got a new singularity core. Pop that baby in. I can put the old singularity core in the commander's gig and get rid of the standard version. I am not doing anything with the Harpeng torpedo. Replace my shields. Yeah, this shield is still better than that. Is this shield better than the one? Yes, it is. So, and we're not going to feed the replicator because I can probably sell for more. It just occurs to me that I have this console that I'm not using. Okay. It's good against torpedo weapons. Oh, that makes a certain amount of sense. It's hitting my hull. Because the torpedoes are scarier. And we'll put the old one onto the gig. I've gotten a lot of mileage out of that. I'm not doing anything with the Harpeng, and I'm not motivated to put this disruptor beam on my ship. So that takes care of equipment. Skills. I got a new space point. I can go and increase my... I'm not sure what I want to increase, actually. I'm thinking hull capacity might not be a bad play. You know, just in case people start blowing holes in it. I have another mission complete. Take care of that. Still nothing new to play with here, but I do have some new personal missions. So let's discipline one of my Remans. Shipboard concert. Bizbin. And antimatter drills. Okay, that should keep them occupied for a little while. And now that I've done that, we start a new story arc in Shadows.
It looks like you're about to be moving up in the galaxy, based on your new familiarity with Talshar operatives and their less than savory techniques. I passed your personnel file off to Republic Intelligence.
Oh joy.
I believe you've already met Commander Talmera. She'll be handling your work with them. Intelligence is very interested in your recent encounter with Charva. They think you're ready for some more clandestine assignments.
Please, please tell me you did not just throw me into... Yes, she just did. Let's take a look at the rewards, folks. XP and expertise, but a mysterious isolinear chip, and a tall Shi'ar uniform. Ladies and gentlemen, this does not bode well.
Time is short. What do you need?
So, off to Derzana. Trying to remember if there's a tailor there. If not, I may take a detour. What's my speed right now? 6.6... 666! Oh, okay. 6.67. Boy, man, that was a little bit disturbing for a minute there. I was thinking I was flying the Devil Starship for a moment. Closing in. I don't think we have any new things for the map yet. Yeah, it's not going to update for slightly under 3 hours. Which means if I'm traveling in somewhere that I've already been, I'm not finding anything new. Of course, if there isn't a Taylor or Drozana, then I may very well... Of course, I'm jumping ahead. I have no idea how long this mission actually is. What I do know, however, is I'm going to be stuck in Drozana. I didn't really fully appreciate this before. Drozana is an old Federation deep space station located in the midst of the Federation Klingon neutral zone. Over a century of warfare has taken its toll on the station, which has changed hands many times. Currently, it's a dilapidated trading hub managed by Ferengi. Oh, hi there! Anaximenes. I know I'm pronouncing this horribly wrong. That's just rough on me. I was having trouble with some of the Romulan star systems, like Oh, I'm not going to try that again. Welcome to my stream. Yeah, sure, it's fine. Nothing bad ever happens on Drozana. Yeah, I'd remarked earlier how everything went blue and all these ghosts were flying around. That's not something that seems safe there. We've already gone through that dialogue once. I don't think we need to step through it again. Okay, here we are. Let's go see the commander and get ready to go into the murky underside of Romulan society. I'm sure she'll be more than happy to tell me all about the Tal Shiar.
Was there something you needed?
Yeah, I'm being thrown to the wolves.
I've been reviewing your personnel files. You've had quite the interesting career, haven't you?
That's one way to put it.
Tell me about the time you've spent with Charva, and what you learned about the Tal Shiar.
Oh, I learned that Charva is an idiot. I've said this before. Manipulative, deceitful, usual.
If you're willing, we can use the information you learned from Charva, as well as intel we've gathered in other operations, to help you infiltrate the Tal Shiar. You'd learn their secrets from the inside.
Yeah, the information we got from Charva, we're talking to someone who was clueless enough in the first place to recruit me with easily checked information. I'm not entirely sure that Charva is the best source.
I've been informed through some covert channels that someone wants to talk to you. Next to the Davo table, you will find a Ferengi looking around nervously. Approach him and say, "Think this wheel is rigged?" If he responds with, "Only if it still has factory settings," you'll know you've found the right person. Good luck, and let me know if I can help.
I wonder if the Romulans have a phrase that translates into cloak and dagger. Okay, nervous Ferengi. Well, there's a Ferengi, and he looks nervous.
Can't you see I'm busy losing all my platinum?
I'm almost tempted to use one of the other dialogue options here just to see what happens, but...
Only if it still has factory settings. There is a package for you. Look behind the plant near the bar in the back of this room. Well, what are you waiting for? Go get it!
Pushy, pushy, pushy. I tell you, that Ferengi is definitely not someone who's going to be good at sales. Oh, lag spikes. That's always annoying. Grab this secret package, which has...
I am Franklin Drake, and I represent an organization with goals in line with yours. You have proven yourself useful so far, but there is so much more you can do. If you speak with my associate in the lounge area of Drozana Station, you will be patched directly through to me. Do not keep me waiting.
He sounds like such a friendly and happy person, doesn't he? An organization in line with goals in line with mine. Why, he must be Starfleet Intelligence. Okay, folks who've played Star Trek Online regularly know very well who Franklin Drake is and understand him a lot better than my poor little Romulan-aligned captain does.
Place this device in your ear and act as though you're speaking with me. Patching you through to Drake now.
This gets better and better.
We've been working on getting someone inside the Tal Shiar. Before we start filling you in on our plans, tell me why you want to do this.
Dava would lead
because
as
I'm
a
an idiot
licensed
too.
product of Quark Enterprises.
No, for the good of
I've
the
heard
Republic.
you were in Veronat. Nasty business. Easy to build a vendetta from something like that. A person in your situation might have some pent-up rage, emotions that could overwhelm you in a critical moment. I don't have time to waste on someone with a grudge.
Well, it's remarkably clear-headed of you. But it's only the most recent example of Tal Shiar crimes. And, you know, the best revenge is exposing them all.
Good enough. This information
Watch
may
the
prove
wheel,
useful to the
not
Romulan
the girl.
Republic. I'm willing to pass it along in the hope of having the favor repaid in the future. We'll be ready to act when you are.
It's like the Godfather. I will do you this favor. One day, I will ask you for a favor. Alright. Let's...
The information is valid, and our allies seem eager to
jumping
assist.
ahead, aren't we?
Still, I worry about what type of favor they will ask of us in the future. Nevertheless, we're going to use this opportunity to try to insert you into the Tal Shiar.
Franklin Grace, just a humble tailor. Oh, you know, that's not a bad comparison, except I'm pretty sure that Franklin would never lower himself to work in a tailor's shop for multiple years.
You'll use this attack
And again,
to
maybe
get
he would.
inside their organization.
The section takes their intelligence operations very seriously. There was an intro for Section 31? Yeah, if I recall, Franklin's first arrival showed up in the... Well, I think it was actually in one of the arcs for the... Well, actually, no, I'm not. I want to say it was in the Drozana arc with the Davidians. But that doesn't sound right, because I could have sworn it showed up at another point earlier than that. That's what happens when you get old. You start forgetting things. But yeah, there's... And I know he shows up in the intro for the Well, until very, very recently, I know he showed up in the Klingon tutorial.
That you're willing to do
not
whatever
ready
it
yet,
was, there's something.
But with the last patch, I believe they've redone the tutorial for the Klingons, and I have no idea if our buddy Franklin is still in that tutorial. At some point, I'll have to roll up another Klingon character and run through the tutorial again and find out. It's not a priority, but it's on my list. Okay, there is a tailor here, so I might as well take the opportunity to create a new uniform dedicated to the Tal Shiar. Let's see, do we have that even listed on here as a main option? No, we do not. So we'll have to do it the other way. Tal Shiar. Romulan Tal Shiar. Must look like we draw. Yeah, the KDF got remastered. It's all part of the whole new Year of the Klingon that they were hyping, and I'm going to be interested in seeing how that goes. I've done the new episodes, which I'm not going to go into too much detail here for fear of spoiling it for anybody, but it certainly kicks the legs out of the status quo just a little bit. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how that works out. I don't know if there's anything else for Tal Shiar on here. I could have sworn there was a chest piece for the Tal Shiar too, but I guess not. How about shoulder pads? I'll just throw those on just because. Yeah, I'm a PC guy myself too. I think the last console I played was the Atari 2600. That's a long time ago, I admit. Typically screens PC, but they're on console now. Too many DPS elitists. Well, I think that there's going to be plenty of those, no matter what you happen to be playing on. Oh, there we go. Tal Shiar Lieutenant for a belt. Interesting. Yeah, I've never been all that big on the whole DPS thing. I just don't have the patience, the time, or the resources to bother min-maxing my characters like that. That's how I'm built, I guess. Well, I'm glad you decided to take a look at this stream. I do this stream every Wednesday from 8 p.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern, approximately. Sometimes I run a little long, sometimes a little short. But that's the general target I tend to go for. And I started doing the streaming with the Jem'Hadar because I randomly determined what faction to play with, and of all things, the Jem'Hadar got to be the ones to roll with. After I did the Gamma arc, I decided instead of playing through the rest of the missions as a holodeck adventure, I would just roll a new character to do those past missions and go forward with that. So I'll be running through the Romulan arcs for quite some time until we catch up to the present day. I think I've gotten... Oh, actually, I'll throw in some bandoliers for giggles. And color scheme. I'm not entirely sure what would be a great color scheme for the Romulans. So I'm just going to fiddle briefly here. Yep. Keep that gold on there. And I'm pretty sure that I can use the pants. Like to learn about a game because it's odd and they insist that you have to be bad at a game to enjoy it. Well, you know, everybody plays their own way. Some people may not be what you would call super optimized, but if they get the job done and they're happy with their gameplay, hey, more power to them. Likewise, I don't really have a big problem with the folks who do the high DPS stuff. It's just not the way I operate. Let's see about the pants. Is there a Tal Shiar pant? Yes. So let's get that lined up with... Okay, how about boots? There are Tal Shiar boots. Gap between viable and optimal is the size of the Grand Canyon. You're not kidding. There is a wide range of skill and equipment, and you don't even need to have great equipment to do well in Star Trek Online. Pretty much the opposite, honestly. Gap between workable and busted. Yeah, the game's tutorial, it's not bad as far as, you know, introducing you to the story. It's less good, perhaps, when it comes to teaching you how to play, especially when it comes to the skills. And when I say skills, I'm talking about the skill tree, not the, you know, twitchy behavior sort of stuff. I'll just name that outfit so I don't lose track of it later, like I'd forget. Okay, and we'll swap out the uniform so I look the part. Remember to balance your shields. Well, that's a pretty important thing too, yeah. But yeah, with all the skills that are available in the game, I feel like there's a lot that needs better explanation, and they don't.
You've proven that you're willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done.
Training officers, that's a big deal too.
Quality in someone that is about to sneak into the very
It helps
heart
a bit
of
that
Tal
they
Shiar disguised
come
as
with
one of their own.
their pre-done
I have
skills. I mean,
sensitive information that is not
the skills they
safe to
start with
transmit over subsidies.
don't entirely
Please
suck,
rendezvous with me on Rosanna
but
Station in the Beta Quadrant.
you can make them more specific. You might want to make a ship that's heavy in the mine lane. I'm relatively sure that almost none of your officers that you get at the beginning of the game have mine laying tactical abilities. One of these days, I should actually go heavy on doing mines, just to see how it works. Okay. Time to sneak into the heart of the Tal Shiar disguised as one of their own. Rendezvous to Rosanna. Well, I'm already here in Rosanna. How convenient. Yeah, the synergy helps. It does. If you're doing a torpedo boat, you want to be doing less torpedo stuff. You got beam beam boats, you want to make sure you have something that takes advantage of the beam weapons, whether it's the beam overload and fire at will, or if it's one of the target subsystem stuff. And it all works together. Yeah, deflector array, choice of consoles, and the usual expertise, experience points that dilate you more.
Was there something you needed?
Yes, I need my head examined. Okay. More meaningful dialogue with the commander there. Oh, just went blue again. Open the ghosts. There they are, floating in the corner. Oh, another one.
You've proven yourself to be capable in a difficult situation, and that's not praise I give lightly. The business with Charva was a bit messy, but you didn't get caught in her lies. That shows you have a clear head.
Oh, it shows that Charva was a very big liar.
We can launch our operation to infiltrate the Tal Shiar and bring back its secrets. You've already caught the attention of people in the Tal Shiar.
I think the STO is engaged sign to support that kind of play style.
You're ready to switch sides.
I can understand that people are here just because it says Star Trek. I mean, you know, there's a lot to that. When I first started monkeying with this game, it was solely because of Star Trek. Of course, the game was very different when I started this game, since, you know, that was literally during beta days. I remember having a ground map of the Earth space dock where I was running around as a starship. Good times. Yeah, it's changed just a tad. Okay,
take this isolinear chip.
Oh.
It has your new identity, background, and credentials. It also outlines our plan for this first operation. It includes the plans for some special tools you may need. In short, you're going to warn the Tal Shiar.
Yeah, there was a lot of changes in the first few years. It didn't help that
Federation attack.
That Atari was having issues.
In the
content droughts and the like.
You have an opportunity to plant some of the data packets on the chip in the Tal Shiar network. The information
for all the flaws that Perfect World Entertainment may have, they did revive this game dramatically and effectively bring it back to life. I may have some issues with some of the decisions that have been made as far as the business side of things, but I can't argue with how well they've done on the content side of things, aside from the occasional removal of content, but that's a personal right. Unroth. What is this here fit to? Oh, it has a little bit of info about what's going on here. I'm going to go there, go ahead of the task force, warn them of the attack. Can do something about deep cover operative. Got the uniform. Oh, and an explosive device. And a pistol. Well, that's interesting. Makes it seem like they've been disintegrated. If explosive spy, the agency will disavow any knowledge of your actions. That's the IMF. Different organization. They will try to extract me, but no official acknowledgement. Well, at least they got the espionage part right. 2019 was their best year yet for revenue. And yeah, I think you're right. I think the shows have put more attention on the direction of the game and getting people's eyes on it, even though it's kind of derailed the storyline substantially when the Picard show came around. I have a sneaking feel. I haven't seen any of those episodes. I don't really watch the CBS All Access thing because I'm old and set in my ways. But I know enough about it to have a pretty good idea of where things are at. I read spoilers.
Welcome to Josana. You're
And
cleared for docking.
pretty sure that some of the stuff is incompatible with some of the stuff that Star Trek Online has put out there. That's new players join, as long as it makes money. You bet. And from everything I read, it is in no danger of not making money anytime soon. it's basically going to be, as long as the license holders are happy with the money they're making, and I've seen no indication that they're not. I think that it's realistic to presume that Star Trek Online could very well be here for a very long time. Well, barring any meltdowns with Perfect World Entertainment, of course. Yeah, seen all the shows, but don't sub. No problem. Say no more. I have a cousin who's willing to do that kind of thing. Cousin went to watch the Disney Plus stuff. He was really interested in seeing the Mandalorian TV show, and I did get to see most of the episodes of that when I was visiting him one year. But that kind of thing, I just can't justify to myself. Yeah, there are target demographics they look at, and the fact is, the older you get, the less likely you are to be in the target demographic. Now, I am certainly not in the target demographic anymore. I'm pretty sure. I don't know where the official edge is, but I'm pushing that upper edge if I haven't gotten past it already. But, you know, hey, if it keeps Star Trek and the ideas alive and for new people, if they get something out of it, I'm all for it. It's amazing that the whole franchise has managed to keep going after, well, gee, how many years has it been? It was the 60s, so we're talking at least, Christ, it's been over 60 years already? I feel old now. Where they said Michelle Yeoh was in Disco, action show. Yeah, you got that right. Every time I've seen her, she's been kicking butt, so. And I understand that her character certainly had one of the more interesting arcs, since it involved her character getting killed and then finding, let's just say, the counterparts to that particular character showing up, and has apparently become very popular. I believe I had read at one point that they were going to be doing a spin-off show with her headlining, in fact. Don't know if that's still the case or not. What I should be doing is I should see if I have any more map stuff for missions. Let's grab those. Do I want to spend? Let's grab those guys before they all go away. Okay, 19 out of 20. That's a pretty good rate of return. People with disco rants. You're the guy who complains about the character motivations of the girlfriend in the Jackie Chan movie. Yeah. Ultimately, I find it difficult to have any great opinion on Discovery. I mean, there are things I've heard about it that, well, let me rephrase that. The things I'd heard about it before it came out kind of made me and there might be some aspects of it that made me But on the other hand, I haven't watched any of the episodes. I have no psychological stake in it, and people like what they like, and that's okay. I am perfectly okay with that. I have the same opinion about Picard as well. I haven't seen any of those episodes. Highly unlikely ever to. I've read a little bit about what went on it. Some of the stuff I'm okay with, some of the stuff I'm on. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I'm not the target demographic. I'm not the person watching it. The people who are watching it are obviously the ones watching it, and I'm hoping that they all enjoy it, and I want to see both of these shows thrive. Even if they're not for me. Pilot Season 2 finale is some of the best action I've seen in a TV show. And apply the MST3K mantra to some of the plot. Yeah, okay, I'll grant that. That there are always those details, and heaven knows it's not like the original series was flawless either, so. Got some great Reddit threads out of Picard. I hope they were good threads, as opposed to the other kind. Alright, let's see. Okay, I need to convince them I'm a deep cover agent. Abide by their stations. Damn them. Lie to them. Set up unmanned decoy ships. Well, we're busy in this star system. Yeah, the original episode, I don't necessarily know that they retconned themselves continuously. It's more along the lines that every episode stood by itself, almost in a vacuum. It didn't follow any story arcs. The whole story arc thing was a relatively recent sort of thing. Oh, that warbird. That probably can't be a good sign. And even the next generation, for most of its, or at least the early episodes, they tended to be fully standalone themselves. It wasn't until later that they started being self-referential.
This system is under the control of the Romulan Star Empire. Leave immediately or we will open fire. This is your only warning.
I guess I better give them the super secret access code. Yeah, well, one thing I think a lot of people have trouble with is that every television episode is a product of its time. Some of them are ahead of their time, sometimes that's mainly because they're lucky. And going even as far back as Chaucer, I mean, yeah, just read that stuff. I think if people read it, they would be very shocked by some of the things they'd read.
Nonsense. We haven't had any indication of an enemy fleet in this sector. Sensors are completely clear of any intruders. Except you.
Everyone's away. Get ready. And bang, there they are. Okay, got a lot of stuff to try here. Working with sensor platforms, blow up decoys. Let's do a little of everything. And this is where we get banned from nerd discords. Yeah. For bunches of folks who follow shows like this that preach tolerance and all that, I find that they're very intolerant. Oh yeah, some people want to complain just to complain. Yeah, there's not a whole lot you can do about that. People are gonna be people. With all the pluses and minuses that implies. And I'm certainly not immune to complaining about things, but I can try at least. I'm not always successful, but I'm being hit by something. Oops, that was not the singularity core thing I wanted to do. Yeah, CBS will do something interesting next. I understand they're working on this animated lower decks thing, which, okay, we'll see how that falls out. I'm kind of dubious about that one too, but on the other hand, we are talking about folks, a guy who used to watch the animated original Star Trek show, so there's not exactly no precedent. Although I get the impression that this lower deck thing is going to be a bit more comedic. Could be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. Well, I'm going to make a confession here. I suspect that I can't really complain too much about any ship designs after seeing the ship design for Discovery. When I first saw that ship, the first thing I thought was, it looks like a Klingon battlecruiser went and had a baby with a Federation cruiser. And what we were seeing was the unholy offspring. So I'm probably not the best person to comment on ship design. Was it Jeffrey's design? I never looked up the details on how it was designed or anything like that. I suppose if I went onto Memory Alpha's wiki and read up on it, I probably found out more, but... oh, CPS claimed otherwise in court. Oh yeah, I guess there would be a certain vested interest in that too. I suspect, you know, paying money to other people is something that CPS is really loath to do. It was concept art. Yeah, that actually reminds me of a lot of things I've heard about some of the ships in this game. There are a number of people who claim that a lot of the assets being used were from days when the Perpetual game company was developing Star Trek Online. I don't believe any of that was actually true, but apparently there were some similarities. Yeah, exactly. The actor of Tom Paris, they were originally going to be using Lucano from that Star Trek Next Generation episode, but something got involved and they couldn't use that name without shelling out money, and they weren't going to do that. Yeah, as I understand it, all the perpetual assets were sent over, and my understanding, if I recall correctly, is that there wasn't really a lot there to begin with. That Perpetual just hadn't actually done very much. Yeah, the Vesta designs I'm not sure about, because I'm pretty sure the Vesta designs were done by folks involved in the Star Trek novels. Pretty sure it was the Vesta that was causing that, because I'm almost certain I had seen and heard about it from the novels long before Star Trek Online came around. Rear shield failing. Right shield failing. Only 40% done. Let's just broke up a bit and see if I can find some of the other things out there. Yeah. I guess it was probably similar in nature to how the Odyssey worked out in this game, except, you know, I don't think it was a fan-built creation. I can't rule that out, though. Okay, I'm being kicked on by a fighter. That's not I mean, sheesh. Sign with the guy, but never do that again. And that doesn't surprise me. In-house artists are a lot cheaper. Yeah, they're basically, you know, being paid, and everything they do is owned by, well, technically I guess it would be owned jointly by CBS and Perfect World. I'm not entirely sure how the rights issues all shake out on that sort of thing. All I want to do is fake all these tall yards and beat one of them. Is that so wrong? I haven't followed a whole lot on Doom. You're talking about the, there's been a new release of Doom. I've been out of touch with the single hit player genre for a long time, so I knew they had done a new version of Doom, but that was about it. What's the drama? Who's done what? Doom Eternal was scored by a different guide in Doom 2016. Because the original guide due to deadlines. Well, that would probably be a good reason.
Ship is under attack. Hull integrity below 50%.
Well, this escort doesn't go away. Nick Gordon. Doesn't ring any bells. That said, I really haven't kept track of all the various composers for the assorted video games out there. Gordon claimed not to know why they cut ties on social media. Well, you would think that, you know, telling the person you're firing why they're getting fired is fairly important.
Below 75%.
Of course, I'm not a businessman, so who knows? Maybe they do things in a weird way. I'll see about doing a listen to it on YouTube somewhere along the line. I'm sure that the soundtrack is out there on YouTube or one of those other channels. That should give you a pretty good indicator of just how it is. Yeah, full thing. I get a chance, I'll certainly look into it. No promises as to how long it will take, because God knows my schedule gets pretty full these days. It's amazing that I have time to do this stream. Between other games and work and real life. Sometimes I wonder how I fit the time. Yeah, it is. If you're contracted to get something done and you string them along for a year, yeah, you kind of deserve to get fired. I perfectly understand the reason. Just does wrong. Especially if you got paid in advance. I hope he didn't get paid in advance, but who knows how that sort of thing is done. Got that done by using his cover. And way too much time finding non-toys. He asked for multiple extensions and failed to do deliverables. Yeah, that is definitely not a way to ensure long-term employment. That is a good way to find yourself unemployed. Let's see if I can look at this signals. No, I must have already gotten in. Another signal relay. And another escort that's awfully close. Some of these guys. Low quality mix. Yeah, for something as big as Doom, I'm relatively sure that they were really pushing this for release. Not entirely surprising. I mean, Doom is a game that has history behind it. You want to go all out when you're doing a re-release or update or what have you. Sequel. I'm not sure where it sits in the grand scheme of things, which again shows how up to date I am with the whole franchise. And it's like Doom was forever ago. Just want to get rid of this decoy ship so I can advance to the next part of this mission. Soviet commanders cashed out shortly thereafter. I believe it. Serious trouble here. These movements up. Hope I get some distance before they blow me into tiny bits. Oh yeah. I don't know, you said like several miles of bad road. Get some repairs before I re-engage. I'm not going to get anything. Here we go. We wanted megatectors to succeed, but the industry went with Unreal. Yeah, Unreal certainly does seem to have become the industry standard nowadays because of that. Well, almost anything action related. Ah! That's what I get for not hitting my hazard emitters quick enough. Yeah, it's nice to have money, rich enough not to have to work on anything that bores them. Yeah, we should all be in that kind of situation. And I imagine if I were filthy rich, I think I'd do nothing but game all the time. I don't know if I would do all that much streaming, but I would probably game a lot more. Okay, let's find something that doesn't require me to shoot a stupid decoy ship, because that's just getting me in trouble. Money reveals character. Yeah, there's an old quote there that if you want to really understand a person's character, give him power. And money is certainly one of the leading causes of power in today's society. Works 60-hour weeks because he enjoys being productive.
It seems we're doubly fortunate.
That's insane. But I guess that's just not my personality. Doubly fortunate.
Indeed.
Why is this?
We were able to acquire some of the attackers from the Starfleet ships. They are being held in our brig. I'm sure the interrogation will be fruitful.
Option mansion in LA and flies in Vegas. Claims no one will date him. Well, I think that kind of says it all, doesn't it? System interrogation. This is good. All the Starfleet people are in, and I'm playing Tal Shiar, so this is going to be a delicate dance.
Your weapons have been specially modified for this
that just goes to show.
When fired, they'll emit a tight band
money does
transport
not
beam
buy
along with a
happiness.
holographic effect that'll make it appear
Or
your
apparently
target has
the
been
next best
disintegrated. If you can arrange a situation where you'll shoot a hostage, that person will be transported to our sickbay.
That's how I can deal with it.
These are your only weapons, and if the Tal Shiar get a chance to examine them, they will see through the ruse.
I guess I would at least simulate having a pistol.
Also, a distraction or two could be very helpful. Drake's provided a few things that could work. Keep your eye out for places where you can use them.
Oh, I surely will. Explosives. And ooh, right over there looks like a perfect spot to put a bomb. Low yield? Oh, how disappointing. On the other hand, I kind of want to survive this, so I guess high yield would be a poor decision. Ooh, shiny thing. Must scan. Alright. Sub-Commander, what have you got to say?
Don't shoot. I'm Sub-Commander Kimming, and I'm your ally. I believe in Detan's movement, and I wish to help in
Founders, his
whatever way
girlfriend
I
is an
can.
example.
Now I work inside the
personality.
Starfleet,
Yes. Money is not the end-all and be-all of things. I mean, yeah, I'm sure there are some women who are attracted to money solely, but I think for the most part, it's going to be the people. It's going to be the personality. I think you really can't build anything long-term without that. Sub-Commander is on my side. Kimmick. I hope I can trust this guy.
You must hurry. I've seen what happens to those left to the tender mercies of the Tal Shiar. The security sub-commander's office is just down the hall and to the right.
Alright, down the hall and to the right. What could possibly go wrong? Let's break in and play with the security sub-commander's toys. Oh, goody. Prisoner records. Pending in a subject 12. And can't get to individual records. How about security logs? 12 processed, moved to 2. Oh man, no way I'm going to follow all that. I sure hope that they don't. Okay, there's one Starfleet person. Subject 47 is Lieutenant St. Frederick. Okay, well, that's going to be a problem. I better go.
I tried to stall the security sub-commander, but he's on his way to his office. Get out of there now.
Pressure.
The cover identity you were provided outranks the security sub-commander. If you claim the right to interrogate the prisoner alone, he will back down. Few stand up to the Tal Shiar and live. A successful ruse might save you, and the prisoner. Hurry and alter the surveillance system feed. I'll go to the holodeck, link into the internal sensors from there, and create an alternative view of what is going on inside the interrogation room.
Understood. Okay, well, let's play with surveillance. Because as everybody knows, being an engineer means being good at playing with surveillance. And there he comes. Rushing. What are you doing in my office? Well, I thought I would redecorate.
What are you doing in here? This is a restricted area.
Oh, please. I've got clearance. Who are you?
I am Security Sub-Commander Wren, and this is my office. Who gave you authorization to barge in here and access my secure files?
Why, I gave myself access because I'm the superior officer.
I will not stand for insults in my own office from suspicious officers. Commander Janek will...
Hi, guess what?
Commander, yes. Of course, Commander Janek knows that you're here.
Oh, he's quick on the uptake, isn't he?
Your prisoner is a human lieutenant from the USS Deneva. She has been most uncooperative, but a single human female is nothing compared to my security team.
Oh, I'm sure.
You want to interrogate the human...
The current gambit. Hey, if you could brazen it out, so can I. Are you hard of hearing or are you really incompetent? I just gotta love some of this.
The Federation did result in some damage to the ship. Perhaps I am suffering some...
Or the double kick to the stomach. That's always important for a curtain mover.
In the meantime, how might I assist?
I'm going to interrogate you. I'm not disturbed.
The prisoner has been secured in interrogation room 1. It is down the hall and to your right. My officers will be close at hand, should you need further assistance.
Oh, you're so good. I'll just go and, shoot the Starfleet officer because, that's what Romulans do. Or Tal Shiar. I mean, Tal Shiar are good at killing off helpless people. That's what they did in Veronat. Okay, maybe I am still carrying a grudge. Hey, lock the door. Oops, scanning thing. Cannot pass it up. Don't worry, we'll interrogate you soon enough. I just want to get shiny. Someday I will find a titanium. Ah, nothing like the comfy chair. No one expects this Romulan Inquisition.
Lieutenant Jane Frederick, Starfleet ID number 24601.
Yeah,
Lieutenant
not me.
Jane Frederick, Starfleet ID number 24601. I don't have anything else to say to you.
You're not supposed to be here.
That's exactly what the Tal Shiar would say.
I killed the surveillance feed.
That's a legitimate code. You're one of Datan's followers? It's possible the Tal Shiar could have cracked our codes, but supposing I believe you, what then?
Here's my plan. You're going to sit there looking like I'm going to interrogate you, and then I shoot you. Wait, that was a Garrick kind of plan.
So you're going to pretend to interrogate me. We need to sell the Tal Shiar on the story. Once we've done that, you'll detonate a charge and I'll make a run for it. And then you'll shoot me with a concealed transporter beam.
Card
I'll
touches
give
on
you
the back.
credit.
Tal Shiar
The Tal
has gone
Shiar
downhill.
won't be expecting
Used
this.
to have the backing of the Imperial State, but never recovered from the Dominion War. Not surprising, since they and the Obsidian Order got smacked around silly during the Dominion War. Or actually a little bit before that. Now they're just another faction. Tend to interrogate her, sell the Tal Shiar, blow things up, shoot her. I am thrilled with that plan. Y'all questions. What is the capital of Assyria? What is the average air velocity of an unladen swallow?
I think that'll do it. Any more and they might become suspicious. What's next?
I blow stuff up and I shoot you.
Just make sure you're the one who shoots me. I'd rather not die today.
Yeah, that would be ever so embarrassing. Unless I do everything myself. If nothing else, it's really fun to be insulting the Star Empire's best. Although best may not be the right word.
Time to make a run for it. I should have warned you, sir. I'm sorry you had to take personal action. I'll remind my teams to be more alert next time. But did you get any useful information before she died?
What blew up?
It looks like we took some additional damage in the fight with the Federation. I assure you my people have full control of the situation. The other prisoner will have no opportunity to escape, sir.
See that they don't. Well, another prisoner. I guess I'll have to get them out of there too and shoot them
The Starfleet officer should be safe, but we have another problem.
Of course
Janet
they do.
captured the captain of the USS North, and she will go to great lengths to learn all that a Starfleet captain knows.
Yeah. Romulan Republic is selling flags of convenience as a sideline to build up resources. That's why we have the RF aliens. That may be true. I kind of went with the backstory of I just kind of migrated over to Virenat just because it got roped into things. Sometimes I don't really feel like going through too deep of a backstory. And the Starfleet captain. Well, that's going to be annoying. Turbo lift, turbo lift. Great conduit. Because there's nothing more fun than making things blow up. Commander Janek.
How unfortunate. It would have been preferable if you had not killed the prisoner, but I understand that you didn't have a choice. As you said, she was attempting to escape. All is not lost. I will get the information you failed to collect from Captain Sovin.
Oh, humble sort, ain't she? What does the captain have to say? Absolutely nothing. As you wish. How else may I help you?
The Tal Shiar thanks you for your assistance, but I have everything under control now.
Oh, that's a straight line.
What? Computer, activate stasis field.
Stasis field activated.
That's a wrinkle. Yeah, Virenat is a popular destination for aliens fleeing away from the core. Also, maybe didn't care for the feds or whatever reason. Not surprising. Federation ideals are not necessarily everybody's ideals. Ask the Ferengi.
We took some
They have
damage
fits
in
with
the
a
attack.
society that doesn't
Nothing that
involve
can't be repaired.
spending money.
Thank you for your assistance. You will be contacted when the Tal Shiar has need of your skills again. Dismissed.
Okay, that gambit did not work the way it was supposed to. Now, where is my friend Sub-Commander Kimek? Oh, the door actually opens. How embarrassing. The card does kind of has parallel construction on some of the ideas we have here. Well, that's good to hear because, you know, I'd hate to think that the card completely validates everything happening in Star Trek Online.
But you must leave now, or Janek will be suspicious. She's not easy to fool.
Yes, get out of Dodge. Beam me up. Theory to retcon the initial appearance of the Ferengi as them running propaganda to scare the feds off. I can believe that. Although, to be fair, they were dangerous enough of an opponent to cause the USS Stargazer problems when Picard was running the show on that.
The Federation forces were successful in their
they're not
ruse.
completely
The
competent.
fact that you're still alive to hear this transmission is a good sign that the Tal Shiar have accepted you. Commander
You could say that they've kind of been flanderized throughout the series in Space Nine
she
in
has
some
been
ways.
assigned as your Tal Shiar handler. Do what she asks. We will work on extracting the captain. However, once someone is in the Tal Shiar's clutches, getting them out again is easier said than done.
Oh, now she tells me. Okay, consoles. Let's see what consoles I've got on my current vessel to give me an idea of what I can afford to replace. Well, they're all tactical, so I have plasma and directed energy manifold. We will go with the upgraded plasma.
Congratulations, Sub-Commander.
Oh, good. My promotion's coming through. Unfortunately, promotion is going to probably have to wait for another time because we have hit the tail end of the stream tonight. Imagine you're Ferengi and you hear rumors of humans that give stuff away. Oh yeah, that's crazy talk right there. The Ferengi would have certainly gotten the surprise, alright.
Congratulations. You've proven yourself to be invaluable to the Republic Navy and earned the respect of your fellow officers. Return to New Romulus. I would like to formally recognize your contributions to the Republic.
Okay, we will do our plot course at New Romulus maximum warp. So that way we will be able to pick up right there early next time. And that'll mean I can take care of leveling and all that, and then, of course, I'm walking around here dressed like a Zemadar. That looks bad.
The Tal Shiar is quite impressed.
Not talking to you right now, Janek. And I will take a moment to, actually no, I'll save that for next time as well. This is indeed a great stopping place. And I see I've got duty officer missions that are done, and more mail. Oh, looks like that one expired. I'll be able to pick that up in the mail though, since I'm right here. That'll be it for tonight's stream of Star Trek Online. We will be picking this up again next week on next Wednesday from 8 p.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern. I may or may not have a Star Citizen stream sometime this weekend. I'm going to be using it to test out the Streamlabs software. Right now I'm using the standard OBS streaming software, but I wanted to try to monkey with the Streamlabs version because so I could see what goes on. It is exciting. Star Citizen is exciting. I held off on getting that for a long time because I did not have a computer that could handle that game. But a couple years ago, I picked up one that could. And as of last December, I jumped hip deep. I don't have a specific time figured for a weekend run on that, and I'm not even sure I will. A lot depends on some real life stuff I've got going on, and we'll see what happens there. In any event, thank you for joining me for this stream. Hope you enjoyed watching and chatting, and I will see you hopefully next time. This is Korath Landwalker, signing off.